I'm not a member of the government. I'm effectively a part of the parliament.
Did you hear that trickery, the old switcheroo? Between the words government and parliament. Listen again.
I'm not a member of the government. I'm effectively a part of the parliament.
In Her Excellency Sam Mostyn, our nation has the right leader.
Albo just told you she is the nation's leader. So let's pop over to the Governor-General's own website and have a look at what it says. Presides over the Executive Council. Now you're probably asking yourself, what the hell's the Executive Council? It's really important that you know this. The Executive Council are the King's ministers. Ministers of the Crown, not your ministers. Average Joe folk. We were taught to call them cabinet ministers. Do you see the trickery in the wording? You were taught to call them cabinet ministers, but they are in fact ministers of the King. They are ministers of the Crown. They are not your ministers. You got to listen for the trickery in their wording, folks. It's very important. This is the oath of office of a politician in Australia, Federal Parliament, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors. And there's that word trickery again. Her heirs and successors. And the King, which it is now King Charlie, they got a really big family. Their heirs. And in order to grasp the enormity of the family, we have to go back and look at letters patent, the job description of a governor. Letters patent, Governor-General of Australia. I want you to focus on the second line. To all to whom these presents shall come greeting. The presents they are referring to is the treasure, the bounty of resources from Australia. Now we'll have a look at who is included in that bounty and exactly who is included in the Commonwealth. And to comprehend who's included in their Commonwealth, we're back to letters patent, the job description of the Governor-General. Point 8. The document was Queen Victoria and is applicable to all of her heirs and successors. She has ownership of that document, and possession is 9/10 of the law. Remember that as we go forward. And you'll notice that all the way along these documents, it always says, our Commonwealth. It's not your Commonwealth. Be mindful of this as we go along. When they say our, they are meaning exclusively the family network of the monarch. You and me, the average Joe people, we're referred to as the other inhabitants. But let's look very closely at point 8. Letters patent, job description of the Governor. And we do hereby require and command all our officers and ministers, civil and military. Whose officers? Whose ministers? Whose military? Theirs. Not yours, theirs. Average Joes aren't included in their Commonwealth. Average Joes, you're on the second line, referred to as all other, the inhabitants of our said Commonwealth, to be obedient. And should the other inhabitants ever decide not to be obedient, they send you off to war. Listen to this.
And I'm Commander-in-Chief of the Australian Defence Force.
And that's why she's called the Governor General. 'Cause she's a general in the monarch's Freemason family. And they keep track of who's married and who's bred in their Freemason family tree. And they do that by a thing called the Order of Australia Honour Roll. Think about that. It's called the Order of Australia. Keep the family in order. So let's see who controls the names that get put on the Order of Australia. Back to the Governor General's website. And what does it tell you? The Governor General is the Chancellor of the Order of Australia, and each year approves awards to recognise the service and contribution of outstanding Australians through the Australian Honour and Awards. The trickery of words. Outstanding. Not part of the average Joe pond. Those that are outstanding from the monarch's family tree. That's how we get generational politicians, generational judges, generational military commanders. Putting it all together now, folks? I hope so. Fact remains, we do outnumber them. And do you think now it might be a good time to appear before those governors, Australia?